Instrument cluster panel not working on a Skoda Fabia Mark 1 99 to 2007. As you can see, when I put the key in the ignition, turn it on, nothing happens. No lights come up on the instrument panel. Better check if everything else works. Turn the radio on. Yeah, that seems to work. Heater control unit. Put the fans on. Yeah. Turn the wipers on. Yeah. Indicators. No buzzer, but the light works. Electric windows. Yeah. Do my lights work? Yeah. Hazards. Yeah. Everything seems to work. Better check the voltage on the battery. 12.7, nothing wrong with that. Right, I better check the fuses. Open this panel on the side, pull that out. I'll check my reference list, which I keep here, it'll be handy. If I look on the list, number 1, instrument cluster. And if I go down, we've got instrument panel number 16. So where are those? Right, here and here. Better check those. Number 1, that's alright. And number 16, that's alright as well. Put those back. Does the engine actually start? Yeah, its engine starts, but it doesn't continue because the immobilizer kicks in, which is located in the instrument cluster. So if that's not working, that's why that's happening. So there's no power getting to it, or there's no ground, or it's completely rogered. We have had some heavy rain just recently and I left the windows open. Some damp might have got in. And the Fabia is susceptible to electrical gremlins when that happens. So what I think I'll do is take the instrument cluster out. So I'll first disconnect the earth lead at the battery. To get the cluster out, I've got to pull the steering wheel down and pull it out as much as I can so it gives me more room. Then I need to pull this cover off first. It just clips in at either side and you just sort of grab hold of it and pull it towards you. It should come off. Here's the clips at either side. Then there's 2 T20 screws that need to be taken out and that's it. I'll just lift up a bit. There they are. Just take these out. Once the screws are out, you can just tease out the instrument cluster. It's a little bit tight because of the connections on the back, and you have to undo 2 connections, one on either side. And I found I could undo the big coloured one first. It's one of these fancy secure connections. It's got a lever on it which you've got to the purple bit. You've got to lift that up and then the thing will pull out. Once that's out, you can just fiddle around for the other one, which is a little bit harder. I can't just see it at this side, so I'll have to go around to the other side. But on the back of it there's a little clip that you pull towards you. And that's where it'll clip in. So once you pull it towards you, and then you can pull the clip off. It's very difficult to see, but here it is, forwards and back out. Once the clip's off, you can just tease out the binnacle. I'm sure it's just a bit of moisture that's getting in after that downpour the other day. But I'll have a look at the connections. This one here is the ground, and these two pins are power to the unit, which all seem fine. The other side seems to be the data connection, input and output. The immobiliser connects to this side. They seem perfectly fine. Here's the fancy multicoloured connector. Looks like a mini Welsh dragon on micro steroids that's been listening to too much Electrica. And the black connector is where the ground is and the power in. The big brown wire is the ground. I could trace that all the way back to where it goes, but that's going to be a bit of a big job, I think. Here's a little clip. Every clip seems to have a mind of its own on bag cars. All different. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just dry this binnacle out in the sun for a bit and then put it back and see what happens. With the theory being I'm drying any moisture that's been in it, causing a bad connection. It's worth a try before anything else anyway. Right, I'll slip it back in. Attach the left hand side one first. With a bit of fiddling, just push it in and it clicks into place. Now the Welsh dragon, slot that in. And bring the arm down to lock it in place. And then it just slips back into place in the binnacle. Right, I'm going to test it now. Put the battery connection back on. Hey, the liquid crystal display comes back on. That's looking promising. I'm going to turn the ignition on now. Hey, it's working. I suppose I'll screw all the screws back in and put it all back together now. And here's a little tip. Don't balance the screw on the end of a long extension. Or if you do, keep a hold of it. Then you won't lose it down inside the dashboard, like I did, and spent an hour trying to retrieve it. Slip the little cover back on, that just pushes into place, and we're done. We just need to test it now. And the moment of truth. Lovely jubbly. Job's a good one. I hope this video has been useful for anybody and at least highlighted the dangers of moisture and condensation inside your car on the Fabia's electrics, and highlights something as simple as moisture on the connections can have the potential to disable your car. So my tip of the day is don't leave a window open on a hot sultry day in the middle of Paris and go shopping, because you might get back to a car that won't start, and that would be a nightmare. Anyway, that's all from me, folks. Keep your questions coming in the comments. I'll try and help you out as best as I can. And if you like this video, give us a like and a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. And as always, thank you for watching.